Game show on the Rockers Baseball Network, and for those of you tuning in on YouTube, welcome in, and we are glad to have you here today. And again, a big thank you to Sam Robinson and the entire tech team here at Gastonia for being able to configure the wiring and get it all set up so that we were able to have a YouTube broadcast here today. Around the Atlantic League, not a whole lot to talk about today. A couple of small moves. Well, Rockers made a switch from injured list, brought one player on and took one player off. Player off of the injured list, Michael Martinez, back today and will be appearing in his first game since the 14th of July. So a little bit over a month off for Michael Martinez, but he is back today. Rockers did place catcher Dakota Mulcahy on the injured list. So that is really the only big things today. A couple of small transactions from other teams around the Atlantic League, but nothing really notable, nothing really standing out as far as any big additions for any of the teams. So a quick look at the schedule from yesterday. Long Island took down York 9-2. Lexington fell to Staten Island 4-1. Lancaster lost to Charleston 8-4, and Southern Maryland walked it off. A RBI walk-off single from Michael Baca to take down the Genomes. Today's schedule, obviously, all the same teams we just mentioned about to get underway. Long Island and York, Staten Island, Lexington, Lancaster, Charleston, and the Genomes and Blue Crabs. We'll step aside. When we come back, we've got your starting lineups next on the Rockers pregame show on the Rockers Baseball Network. Welcome back into the Rockers pregame show. Time to take a quick look at the starting lineups now. First off, for the visiting High Point Rockers, managed by Jamie Keefe. Leading off is the second baseman, Michael Russell. Ben Aklinski, the right fielder, batting in the number 2 spot. Jerry Downs is the first baseman, hitting third. The cleanup hitter is your left fielder, Quincy Lattimore. Logan Morrison, the designated hitter, hits fifth. Michael Martinez at third base, batting sixth. Jay Gonzalez is your center fielder, hitting seventh. Giovanni Alfonso, the shortstop, hitting eighth. And the catcher, Mike Galino, is batting in the number 9 spot. Starting pitcher today for the Rockers is Craig Stem. On the other side, Gastonia's Cole Freeman leading off, playing third base. Jack Reinheimer, the shortstop, hitting second. Joseph Rosa at second base, hitting third. Cleanup hitter Zach Jarrett in right field, batting fifth. Luis Roman, the designated hitter. Reese Hampton, the left fielder, hits sixth. Jake Skoll in center field, bats seventh. Eighth hitter is Emmanuel Tapia at first base, and the catcher Stuart Levy bats ninth, and on the mound, former Arizona Diamondback Zach Godley. We'll step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, it's the Rockers, it's the Honey Hunters, and it's next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Well, the best thing about yesterday's game, it's over. We're ready for today's action now. The High Point Rockers, Gastonia Honey Hunters, Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Caramon Health Park in Gastonia, North Carolina. And Gastonia has former Major Leaguer 16-game winner for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Zach Godley, on the mound today. Godley 3-0 with a 6.08 earned run average this season. This will be his 10th start, 40 innings pitched, 27 runs, all of them earned, interestingly enough. 40 hits, 51 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .252 against him. In fact, when you break down some of the numbers a little bit, it's kind of odd to see the earned run average as high as it is, while some of the other numbers look as good as they do. So, you know, it does lead you to think that perhaps he's been the victim of a little bit of bad luck this year. However, Rockers have had a decent amount of success against him this season. We'll break down those numbers for you a little bit as we go today. But again, the lineup for High Point: Russell Aklinski Downs, Lattimore, Morrison, Martinez, Gonzalez, Alfonso, and Galino. Michael Russell will lead things off, hitting at .266, 4 home runs, and 37 runs batted in. And Zach Godley rocks and fires. First pitch today is a fastball low. We are underway at 6:17. It is 86 degrees and mostly cloudy, maybe to partly cloudy, somewhere in that range. Chance of rain hovering about 10% or so throughout the evening as Russell grounds this one into the Gastonia dugout, and the count 1-1. Rockers saw Zach Godley just a handful of days ago. Chased him after 3 innings last Saturday. Fastball inside to Russell, 2-1. Rockers looking to bounce back from a disappointing day in all facets yesterday. That pitch inside, 3-1. They were shut out on just 4 hits. Here comes the 3-1 to Russell. Grounds this one weakly towards third. It's cut off there by Freeman. Throw to first in time. And that is the first out of the ball game. We'll set Gastonia defensively. Reese Hampton in left, Jake Skoll in center, Zach Jarrett is in right. It's Cole Freeman at third base, Jack Reinheimer the shortstop, and Joseph Rosa at second, Emmanuel Tapia at first, and Stuart Levy behind the plate. Zach Godley against the Rockers this year has made 2 appearances, 1-0, an ERA of 6. He has allowed 6 earned runs in 9 innings of work and has struck out 12. First pitch to Aklinski, skies this one in the infield. Foul territory, Stuart Levy coming over. Will he have a play? He'll slide. Ball gets out of play. And the count 0-1. Zach Godley, 6 innings in his first start against High Point, 3 in his last. Rockers hope that tonight is more like the last time out. 0-1 coming. The righty fires, and this one lined up the middle, a base hit. Ben Aklinski's got the Rockers' first hit of the game, makes a hard turn around first base, but he'll back up, and it's a 1-out single. That'll bring up Jerry Downs, hitting .302, 18 home runs, and 68 runs batted in this year for Jerry. The Rockers, the last 2 series they've played the Honey Hunters, they have won those series, but they lost the first game in both instances. Downs takes inside, 1-0. Home plate umpire, Owen Ballard IV. Carlos Echeverria at first base. And the third base umpire today is yesterday's plate umpire, Scott Hart. Wind blowing weakly out towards right field. Godley holding the set. Here's the 1-0 to Downs. He's under it. And a towering pop-up left side of the infield. Third baseman Freeman now drifting over into shortstop range. Makes the basket catch right in front of Reinheimer for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Quincy Lattimore. Honey Hunters wearing the black jerseys today with the white pants. High Point, on the other hand, with the road grays today. Lattimore 260, 15 home runs, 56 batted in. Runner at first base here in the top of the first. That's tipped into the glove of Levy. The count 0-1. One of the good things to come out of yesterday's game, the Rockers made contact. Maybe it wasn't necessarily hard contact or good contact. There's a swing and a miss 0-2. But High Point only struck out 4 times yesterday. So if you want to find a little bit of silver lining somewhere, I would suggest that that's it. Here's the 0-2. That's strike 3 looking. Lattimore knew it. And that's the first strikeout of the game. So the 1-out base hit for Beneklinski doesn't lead to anything. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the first inning, Craig Stim on the mound for High Point today, 5-3 with a 3.83 earned run average. He is the only qualified pitcher amongst High Point Rockers, but also he's right there up in the middle of the ERA race in the Atlantic League, currently sitting in the number 4 spot. 89 1/3 innings pitched. This will be his 15th start, 92 hits, 57 strikeouts, and 23 walks. And he's coming off of his last start, striking out 10 Honey Hunters last Sunday, setting a season high for the Rockers this year. First pitch to Cole Freeman is a strike, and a good start for Craig Stim's afternoon. The righty fires 1-0, grounded towards short. Good hop there for Giovanni Alfonso. Throw to first, and that will retire Freeman. The lineup for Gastonia is again Freeman, Reinheimer, Rosa, Jarrett, Roman, Hampton, Skoll, Tapia, and Levy. Reinheimer, the hitter, hitting at 281, 9 home runs, 52 batted in, and both second on the team and in the Atlantic League with 44 stolen bases. Honey Hunters 4 steals away from setting the new, or from tying rather, the new Atlantic League mark. They will obviously shatter that at some point in the coming weeks, really the coming days. That pitch a strike, and the count 0-1. Only swiped 2 bases yesterday, which in some ways kind of feels like a bit of a down note for Gastonia. Reinheimer hits this one high in the air into left. Backing up is Lattimore. Looks like he's got room, though. He'll put it away right in front of the track. And that is the second out of the first inning. High Point defensively, Quincy Lattimore is the left fielder. Jay Gonzalez in center, Ben Aklinski in right. Michael Martinez makes his return today. He is at third base. Giovanni Alfonso, the shortstop. Michael Russell at second. Jerry Downs at first. And Mike Galino behind the plate. If you missed it in the Rockers pregame show, Martinez activated today. Dakota Mulcahy was placed on the injured list. Joseph Rosa, 322, 17 home runs, and 76 driven in. First pitch from Stem, strike. That's a big thing so far. Craig Stem has thrown a first pitch strike to each of the first three hitters. Kind of feels like it's really opened things up when he's been able to get first pitch strike across. Rosa fouls off the high fastball, and the count 0-2. Yesterday, Gastonia scored 2 runs with 2 outs. Being able to get that final out of the inning would be huge as Rosa grounds this up the middle, a base hit. Right on cue, it's about finding that final out of the inning. Here's Zach Jarrett. He homered yesterday. He has brought his batting average up over 300. Now at 305 with 16 home runs, 64 batted in, and 28 stolen bases. Speaking of stolen bases, Joseph Rosa at first base, only 13. However, would not count him out. Jarrett swings, drives this one deep into left field. That ball is gone. Once again, 2 out extra base hits, in this case, a 2-out home run, killing the Rockers right now, 2-0 Gastonia. That is Jarrett's 17th home run of the year. That'll bring up Luis Roman. Roman hitting at 268, 12 home runs, 53 batted in. That is the 13th home run allowed by Craig Stem. First pitch off the bat of Roman. Pops it up, shallow left. Alfonso, the shortstop, going out, puts it away for the final out of the inning. But a 2-run home run for Zach Jarrett, and the Honey Hunters pick up where they left off yesterday, a 2-0 lead as we head to the second on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the second inning, Gastonia an early 2-0 lead. And once again, the High Point finding themselves in an early deficit. But I think really it's important here that they're able to respond quickly because, well, you saw what happened yesterday when they weren't able to do so. Things really kind of snowballed out of control. And the next thing you know, it's 15-0. So I think for the Rockers today, a quick response would be very beneficial, I guess, for lack of a better word. First pitch to Morrison, low. Here comes the 1-0. Morrison takes low. And the count 2 balls, no strikes now. Morrison at 258, 10 home runs, and 38 runs batted in. Almost said 32. 38 batted in. Godley ready with the 2-0. That pitch low. And 3-0 now to Morrison. Michael Martinez in the on-deck circle. Last game for Martinez, July 14th. He went 1-for-1 with a double. Before that, had a 4-game hitting or 4-game on-base streak. Morrison taking a strike there, and the count 3-1. Godley ready with the 3-1. And the righty fires. Morrison swing and a miss. Off speed away. And the count full. That Zach Jarrett home run in the bottom of the first inning. Gastonia's 5th of the series through, 10 innings now. Actually, they didn't even bat in the 9th. So 9 offensive innings. Here's the 3-2 to Morrison. Off speed, taps it foul off of his foot. The count remains 3-2. Wind picked up a little bit out towards right field. Although now it's kind of more right center, almost straightaway center. Just a little bit of a shift. Here's the 3-2 to Morrison. He'll pop this one up, and that will go foul. Out of play, third base side. And the count remains 3-2. Speaking of shifts, not a huge one employed by Gastonia. Reinheimer, the shortstop, has moved over a little bit. More so a big one of the outfield. Going the opposite way down the left field line could result in perhaps 2 bases. Here's the pitch swung on, hit in the air into center. Jake Skoll, couple steps in. There's the first out of the inning. Brings up Michael Martinez, 282, 2 home runs, 20 batted in. And again, making his first appearance in the ball game since the 14th of July, so good to have Martinez back in the lineup. We mentioned Dakota Mulcahy was placed on the injured list earlier today. The other, at least notable information as far as the injured list goes, is that pitch outside. The count is 1-0. Tyler Ladendorf took both batting practice and infield today for High Point. Looked pretty good doing it, so I think Jamie Keefe's assessment that hopefully that was going to be a quick trip, very much looking to be accurate. That pitch a strike, and the count 1-1. In fact, I think we are expecting to see Ladendorf perhaps Tuesday. The Rockers begin their 6-game homestand. There's a called strike. Martinez down 1-2 now, with Jay Gonzalez, the next scheduled hitter. Godley ready with the 1-2. Martinez under it, pops it up into center. Skoll and Hampton there. Hampton's going to call Skoll off, and the left fielder will make the catch, out number 2. Brings up Jay Gonzalez, 274, 3 home runs, 30 batted in. Gonzalez has slid back up to the 7 spot today. That's kind of where he is when Galino is the catcher. When Baldwin's catching, everybody kind of slides down one, but There's a fastball strike from Zach Godley. Not quite as hard a thrower as Craig Stem. Godley is sitting right about 88, 89 on the fastball. Stem's more 91, 92. Gonzalez fouls that off, and he's down 0-2. Nine-hitter Giovanni or eight-hitter today, rather, Giovanni Alfonso. Only rocker with multiple hits yesterday, was responsible for 2 of High Point's 4. Is the next man up as that pitch bounced in the turf, and the count 1-2. Gonzalez wiping away, looks like maybe some of those turf pellets that might have kicked up in his face a little bit. Godley ready, 1-2 on the way, that's down and in, 2-2. Well, the Rockers ahead of schedule in terms of picking up their first hit of the game, but again, like we said, you're going to have to get on the board and match Gastonia and keep them close. That pitch up and away, 3-2. Second night in a row here at Caramount Health Park, a very, very good attendance. Gonzalez chases it low, strike 3. A 1-2-3 for Zach Godley, and don't look now, he's already retired 5 in a row after the Beneklinski single. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Gastonia on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Gastonia the score. Craig Stem will face 6, 7, and 8. Hampton, Skoll, and Tapia, the 3 scheduled hitters. Zach Jarrett's 2-run home run gave the Honey Hunters a 2-run lead in the first. Craig Stem looking to bounce back here in the second. Reese Hampton, 265, 7 home runs, 36 batted in. And he is the Atlantic League leader with 53 stolen bases. First pitch from the righty to Hampton, just low, 1-0. Entirety of the field in sunlight except for a little portion of the third base foul territory. And extending across to the Rockers dugout as well as the plate. That pitch misses, and the count 2-0. Stem thought he had that one, but Owen Ballard doesn't give it to him, 2-0. Hitter at a little bit of a disadvantage here. The baseball crossing from sunlight to shadow. That's tapped foul. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Of course, at the same token, umpire at a little bit of a disadvantage too. They've got to track that baseball every bit as much as the hitter does. Here's the 2-1 from Stem. Off speed, Hampton lines it into center, but Jay Gonzalez there puts it away. And you want to talk about one way to keep the Atlantic League stolen base leader from causing trouble on the base paths? Don't let him get there. So that will bring up Jake Skoll, 260, 19 home runs, 46 batted in. He hit a 2-run home run yesterday. 24 stolen bases, so he is 1 home run away from the 2020 club. Stem ready. First pitch to Skoll. Floats that one in. A strike at 71 miles an hour. Well, you know the Rockers righty can go pretty deep into a ball game in terms of pitch count. This one grounded first base side and foul, 0-2. Impressive thing right now. The count 0-2 to Skoll. He's already only thrown 14 pitches. He's 1 strike away from the second out of the second inning. Off speed, poked into shallow center. Alfonso and Russell both there. It's Russell making the catch of the weak pop-up. 2 away quickly here in the second inning. This is where Stem ran into trouble in the first with 2 outs. Here is Emmanuel Tapia, 249, 14 home runs, and 60-0 batted in. So for Craig Stem, this is kind of where the big question mark is. Can you get that final out of the third inning, or of the second inning? First pitch to Tapia, off-speed strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Tapia, a guy, you can get him to chase if you get ahead in the count. That's what Stem has done. Here's the 0-1, off-speed away, 1-1. Very, very sunny here at the moment. Now, tomorrow, not necessarily going to be the case. Tapia grounds this one foul. First base side, it's called a fair ball. Jerry Downs bobbled it, recovered it, and steps on the bag to retire Tapia. That is the final out of the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Craig Stem. A good bounce back as we head to the top of the third inning. Rockers down 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the third. Rockers have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. That is Alfonso Galino, and then the top of the lineup and Michael Russell. High Point up to this point, no runs on 1 hit. Gastonia 2 runs on 2 hits. Giovanni Alfonso back over the 300 mark again, 303 with 2 home runs, 33 driven in. Alfonso steps into the right-hand box, and he's ready to get his evening started at the plate. Right after we spent all that time describing the shade and the sun, the sun's gone behind a cloud, and all that moot point right now as Alfonso takes a strike at the knees. Godley has been pretty effective and efficient early on today. That's low. The count 1-1. Lights on here at Caramont Health Park for the second out of 3 this weekend. Alfonso pokes this one into right. It will curl foul. Zach Jarrett just watches as it goes out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tomorrow a 4:15 game. Lefty Ian McKinney going against High Point right-hander Liam O'Sullivan. Here's the 1-2. Godley fires inside at 83. Alfonso takes 2 balls, 2 strikes. See if High Point can get a little bit of production from the bottom of the lineup to start the 3rd inning. That's high, the count full. Well, that's a good start. Alfonso working Zach Godley here. Even a walk, something just to put a base runner on. He lines this one to second base, and it gets through Joseph Rosa. Rosa tried to catch the sinking liner from the side, and the ball, I think, just snuck right under his glove. Alfonso is safe at first. I think it's going to be a base hit, but we will see how the official scorer rules it. That'll bring up Mike Galino, 233 with 2 home runs, 21 batted in. Also very confused. They're playing Closing Time. That's the last song they play as fans are leaving the ballpark. I don't think it's game over quite yet. Fastball low to Galino. Still nothing in terms of the official scoring on that previous play. Godley holds the set and delivers. Galino grounds it foul, 3rd base. And looks like they're going to put an error up on the board on Joseph Rosa, E4. Well, we'll see. The scoreboard says one thing, Game Tracker says the other. Game Tracker is giving Alfonso a hit. We're going to go with Game Tracker. So it's a base hit for Alfonso. 1-1 to Galino, swings, lines it into left, but right there is Hampton coming in, slides, makes the catch. This is a tough outfield to try to sneak hits on. Good gloves all over Hampton and Skoll and Zach Jarrett, all with good speed as well. So that brings up Michael Russell, grounded out to 3rd his first time up. Two hits per side. This one a high chopper to 3rd base. It'll be a tough turn for Gastonia. Freeman goes to 2nd. That's all he gets. So Alfonso out 5-4. And Russell is aboard. So runner at first now, 2 outs for Ben Aklinski. Aklinski singled in his first time up. Godley ready. First pitch coming to Aklinski. And he grounds this one up the middle. Be a tough play for Reinheimer. Just past the dive of Reinheimer. Russell has to hold up at 2nd. As coming in quickly with it was Jake Skoll. So a 2-out single for Aklinski. And I was just about to say, Gastonia capitalized with 2 outs. Can the Rockers do the same? They have 2 aboard now, and the hitter Jerry Downs popped up in the infield his first time up to the 3rd baseman Freeman. We'll have another opportunity here. High Point with their first runner in scoring position. Heck, yesterday they only had 2. through the entirety of that 9-inning contest. First pitch to Downs. He'll take a strike at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1. Downs looking to perhaps be the second Rocker to reach the 20 home run plateau this year. He'll ground this one foul. First base side, 0-2. Xander Wheel, 26. Beklinski, 17. Downs, 18. Lattimore, 15. Bunch of guys right there. Godley ready with an 0-2. Rockers will take any old base hit here. The righty fires. It's bounced and gobbled up by Levy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Russell the runner at second. Beklinski at first. Both of them above average speed. Only reason Russell didn't go first to third was because of how quickly Jake Skoll got to the baseball. Here comes the 1-2. Downs takes just off the corner. And the count 2-2. Godley and about half of the Gastonia team started making their way to the dugout, thinking that they had retired Jerry Downs, but it is 2-2. Godley holds the set. 2-2 on the way. Downs under this one. Pops it up into left. Hampton going towards the line. That ball foul. The count remains 2-2. Almost looked like Hampton perhaps didn't see it. So I kind of thought that he might have had the speed to come up with that baseball, but so another 2-2. Godley set. Runners go. Here's the pitch. Downs pops it foul. Russell heads back to second. Beklinski heads back to first. Godley is working the first base side of the rubber, wearing high black socks. In fact, both left side of the infield with the high black socks as well, and as the entirety of the outfield. Odd one's out. Tapia at first. Rosa at second. Looks like Levy behind the plate too. Here's the 2-2. That's low. And Jerry Downs has worked the count full here against Zach Godley. Here comes the 3-2. That's outside. Oh, wow, they're going to ring him up. Jerry Downs can't believe it. Jamie Keefe thought it was ball 4. Jerry Downs talking to Owen Ballard. And that ruins what could have been a productive inning for High Point. Strike 3 looking. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It is a 2-0 Gastonia lead in the Rockers Baseball Network. That'll bring up Luis Roman. So that RBI ground rule double for Jarrett. He has now 67 on the year. Runners at second and third. First pitch to Roman, a strike. Two outs. Once again, 2 out hits. Both of them by Zach Jarrett. Provided all the scoring for Gastonia. 0-1 coming from Stem. Righty fires, and it's a high fastball away. Rockers struggling offensively in this series, which makes it imperative to keep the deficit here if you can. That pitch up 2-1. Until the offense can figure out Zach Godley, if they can figure out Zach Godley. Rockers have been scoreless now, going back to the final game of the Charleston series, for 14 straight innings. There's a strike, and the count 2-2 to Roman. High Point did not score in the 8th or 9th inning on Thursday. Then the entire game yesterday to run it up to 11. And the first 3 innings today to run it up to 14. 2-2 to Roman. Stem fires high and away, and the count full. Reinheimer off of third, Jarrett off of second. Stem ready with the 3-2. That's sprayed foul. Left field side now to play, and the count remains 3-2. Rockers, after today, only one more trip to Gastonia this year. They host the Honey Hunters twice more next weekend, and then a midweek series. Swing and a miss. 93 miles an hour. Stem elevates the fastball. His second strikeout of the inning, but Zach Jarrett gets him again. RBI double makes it 3-0 Honey Hunters. We head to the 4th on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 4th inning. It is a 3-0 Gastonia lead over the Rockers. High Point 2 hits so far off of Zach Godley. It'll be 4, 5, 6. Lattimore, Morrison, and Martinez, the 3 scheduled hitters coming up here. So here's Quincy Lattimore to lead things off. Everybody's waiting on the promo to end. Umpire Owen Ballard just turned around and gave the hurry up motion. Lattimore struck out looking his first time up. Zach Godley's first pitch of the at-bat. Grounded foul, third base side, and the count 0-1. Godley ready with the 0-1. The righty fires. Lattimore grounds it third base side. It's a fair ball. Nice diving stop by Freeman. Fires the throw. It pulled Tapia off of the bag. Oh, they're going to say he stayed on. Lattimore is saying that it pulled Tapia off the bag. Jamie Keefe and Albert Gonzalez are going to come and say the same thing. I certainly thought that the foot might have moved a little bit. It was a great play by Cole Freeman. 100% give him all the props in the world. Making that diving play and then whirling the throw around. But Jamie Keefe says he thinks that the foot came off of the bag. A couple of calls did not go High Point's way yesterday. The tough thing was that a couple of them came in the same inning. So the umpire's going to talk this one over. See if this one goes High Point's way or not. Obviously, without the aid of instant replay, can't really tell you for sure via giving it a second look. They're going to call him out. Jamie Keefe giving Echeverria a little bit more of his thoughts as he's walking back to the third base bag. But that is the first out of the fourth inning. And that brings up Logan Morrison. Morrison flied out to center his first time up. And the first pitch from Godley. Morrison taps it off the end of the bat. It's going to be a tough play for Freeman. Comes in, off balance throw to first base. Tapia scoops that one up. And Morrison retired on the weak dribbler. Well, the Rockers hitters coming up. Zach Godley keeps sending them right back. Here's Michael Martinez, fly ball to left his first time up. First time up in more ways than one. First time up today, first time up since coming back from the injured list. First pitch down and in. One ball, no strikes to Martinez. Here's the 1-0. Grounds this one to first base. Tapia almost ate him up, but he picks it up in the underhand flip to first base. And it's another quick inning for Zach Godley. Rockers have nothing offensively in this series. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-0 Honey Hunters on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the fourth inning, time to take a look around the Atlantic League. Everybody else in action today. Craig Stem, by the way, will face 6, 7, and 8 here. That is Hampton, Skoll, and Tapia. But elsewhere around the Atlantic League, Long Island trailing York 2-1. They're in the top of the second inning. Lexington already down 2-0 to Staten Island in the first inning of work today. Barnstormers a 1-0 lead over Charleston. Brooks Hall versus Dakota Hull, the starting pitcher there. And the Blue Crabs a 1-0 lead over the Genomes. Austin Merrithew against Eli Villanueva. I saw on Twitter earlier today a funny comment made by Barnstormers broadcaster Dave Collins as Craig Stem's first pitch to Hampton misses up. Was talking about a little bit of name games in that Lancaster and Charleston series. Yesterday's starting pitchers were Gunn and Gann. Today's starting pitchers Hull and Hall. That pitch a strike, and the count 1-1. Stem ready, 1-1 coming to Hampton. Righty fires high, 2-1. Hampton flied out to left his first time up. Big old gray cloud up over left field, but everything else looks good. Again, chance of rain pretty much a minimal here today. Hampton pops it up foul, left field side, and onto the roof of the picnic area down there. And the count 2-2. All the other games in the Atlantic League a little bit behind us. Gastonia, in terms of regular starting times, a little bit ahead the rest of the Atlantic League. Their 6:15 starts. Everybody else usually 6:30 or 6:35. That pitch high and tight. And it is a full count now to Reese Hampton. Stem is ready with the 3-2. Hampton drives this deep into right field. That ball is gone. 4-0 Gastonia here in the fourth inning. That is Hampton's 8th home run. And that'll bring up Jake Skoll. Well, the Rockers, this is starting to look like yesterday all over again. Second home run for the Honey Hunters, and High Point needs to stop the bleeding. They need to do that now, and they need to get the offense figured out in a hurry. First pitch to Jake Skoll. He went around, strike one. Honey Hunters a 4-0 lead here in the fourth. Stem ready, 0-1 coming. And the righty delivers, off speed, popped up in the infield. A couple steps out into left center now is Alfonso, the shortstop. He'll put it away. That's out number one. Brings up Emmanuel Tapia, grounded out to third his first time up. Check that, grounded out to first his first time up. Craig Stem is at 46 pitches here in the fourth inning. ERA for Stem up over 4 now, 4.08. Swing and a miss, Tapia down in the count, 0-1. And you know, Stem has been so good against so many players in the Atlantic League, or so many teams. The exception seems to be Gastonia this year. He's 2-0 against the Honey Hunters, but a 5.76 ERA, and that looks, as Tapia swings and misses, count 0-2. It looks even worse here at Caramont Health Park. He's made 2 starts coming into today and allowed 11 runs on 10 hits. This is just not a good ballpark for him. You remember last year, Lexington Legends ballpark, now Wild Health Field. Not a good field for Bryce Hensley. Tapia grounds this one to first. Downs takes it himself. Second out of the inning. I'm very much just approximating these numbers because I don't remember them off the top of my head. But there was one point late in the year where Hensley had an ERA something of like 8 at Lexington Legends ballpark, and it ended up being, 3.5 everywhere else in the Atlantic League. Here's Stuart Levy. He struck out his first time up. Stem's first pitch to Levy. Pops up into shallow left. Martinez and Alfonso there, both of them calling for it. It's Martinez, though, who will make the play. After the solo home run by Reese Hampton, Stem sits down the next 3 in order, but a solo home run adds another for the Honey Hunters. It's 4-0 as we go to the top of the 5th on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 5th inning. Gastonia 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, high point 0-2-0. And it'll be the bottom third of the lineup. Gonzalez, Alfonso, and Galino here against Zach Godley. Craig Stem, through 4 innings of work, has thrown 50 pitches. Zach Godley has thrown 54. Jay Gonzalez struck out his first time up. Gonzalez making his way to the left-hand box. Jamie Keefe on his way to the third base coach's box, and now we're going to be waiting on Junior Rincon, who just came out from the clubhouse with a cup of water. We got to wait for him to cross. First pitch to Jay Gonzalez is a fastball high. We've talked about it before, where you have to come from to get from the clubhouse. You have to cross the concourse near the Gastonia dugout, and then for the Rockers, go all the way across the field. Here's the 1-0 to Gonzalez. Shows bunt, bunts it foul. So the count 1-1. Godley ready. 1-1 on the way to Gonzalez. He swings and bounces it back behind the plate, 1-2. The corners of the infield had come in there expecting the bunt. So it's a ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the 5th. Godley fires. Gonzalez chops this one. Second base. Rosa has to hurry the throw, and Tapia can't catch it. Jay Gonzalez is going to head down to second base now. It was a tough play by Rosa. Had to hurry the throw. Good throw would have still gotten Gonzalez, though. But it gets away from Emmanuel Tapia, and Gonzalez heads to second. Guessing it's going to be a base hit and an E4. But I have learned my lesson about guessing here. The hitter is Giovanni Alfonso. He reached on an E6 his first time up. Another runner in scoring position for the Rockers. 0 for 1 in that situation today. Godley's first pitch to Alfonso. Swing and a miss. That pitch just a bit low. And the count 0-1 as Alfonso chased it. So it looks like they're just going to call Gonzalez's just a straight up E4. So Rosa has now made 2 errors today. Godley holds the set. And 0-1 on the way to Alfonso. He'll take down and away. And the count 1-1. Well, once again, the game tracker and the scoreboard not agreeing. The scoreboard's going to give Gonzalez a hit and an error. It's allowed him to advance to second. Just an error, though, on the game tracker. Here's the 1-1, hit on the ground towards third. A sliding backhand stop by Reinheimer. The throw to first base gets Alfonso. Jay Gonzalez goes to third base. Great play by Reinheimer, a sliding backhand stop. And then a strong throw to first. Alfonso and Tapia collided. Gio walking back to the dugout. Tapia looks okay, so hopefully everybody is all right there. That'll go 6-3 for the first out of the inning. Gonzalez goes to third. And that'll bring up Mike Galino. He flied out his first time up. First pitch to Galino, out in front, and the count 0-1. That was a changeup that got him. Godley at 62 pitches. The right-hander ready with the 0-1. Galino takes outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Wouldn't be surprised if that Jay Gonzalez one later gets changed to a hit and error, but we will see. Usually they're fairly quick at least making the adjustments. That pitch inside, 2-1. So if we see that the hits and errors aren't adding up, that's what we're going to go with, is that that was changed again. 2-1 to Galino. See if he can loft something deep enough in the outfield to bring Gonzalez in. Good thing is Jay has very good speed. That's bounced in the turf. And the count 3-1 now. Top of the lineup, and Michael Russell will be the next man up. Russell 0 for 2 today. High Point really needs to get something going. Here's the 3-1. Galino chases that off-speed pitch down and away, and the count full. Would have been ball 4. Godley holds the set. Here's the 3-2. Righty fires. Galino grounds this one to short. Reinheimer scoops it up. He'll go to first with it. Run scores. The RBI ground out from Galino. So is a 4-1 score. And that'll bring up Michael Russell. Bases are empty and there are 2 away. Jay Gonzalez is an unearned run. First pitch to Russell. He'll take a fastball strike. Snaps a streak of 15 scoreless innings for High Point. Here comes the 0-1. Russell lines this one into right field, curling away from Zach Jarrett. That ball foul. Almost a double that he was able to sneak in the line, but unsuccessful in the count 0-2. Russell down in the count, 0-2. Godley ready. And the right-hander fires. Russell hits this one high in the air into right. Going back on it is Zach Jarrett. He settles at the track and puts it away. Final out of the inning. Rockers get one. It is a 4-1 score. We're halfway home on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the fifth. It is a 4-1 score in favor of Gastonia. Honey Hunters have the top of the lineup here. Freeman, Reinheimer, and Rosa coming up against Craig Stem. Stem's first pitch to Freeman. Off speed, grounded foul. Cole Freeman today 1 for 2. A base hit his last time up and a run scored. The good thing up to this point, Craig Stem has allowed single runs here and there and the 2-run home run at the beginning. Nothing is snowballed. It's just Gastonia is just adding a little here and a little there. And without the Rockers offensively really being able to muster much, it is starting to add up a little bit. 1-1 coming to Freeman. Fastball. And inside is the call from Owen Ballard, 2-1. Galeno held that frame for a considerable couple of moments. Didn't get the call, though. Here's the 2-1. That's low. 3-1. Stem ready. Here comes the 3-1. Fastball strike on the inside corner. And the count has gone full here to Freeman. Three balls, 2 strikes. Craig Stem has not issued a walk yet today. Try to keep that going. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. They got Freeman to chase down out of the zone. First out of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Jack Reinheimer, who is 1 for 2 today. 1 run on 3 hits. Check that, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for High Point. 4-6-2, the line score for Gastonia. First pitch to Reinheimer, pops it up behind the plate. Galeno gives it a look. It will get out of play. And the count 0-1. Stem ready with the 0-1 to Reinheimer. Fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Reinheimer, a couple of brief major league appearances. He is the only former big leaguer in the Honey Hunter lineup today, other than the pitcher, obviously. This one popped up, foul territory. Long run for Martinez, long run for Alfonso, and it falls between them. They had to go all the way to the home plates in the Gastonia bullpen. Neither of them able to make the play, and in fact, it kind of felt like both of them ran far enough, but neither one turned around quick enough to see where the ball was. They both knew they had to get on their respective horses, and they crossed the finish line, but missed the baseball. So at least for the left side of the infield, that was a exhausting strike 2. Here comes the 1-2. That's down low. Good block there. The count 2-2. Stem holds the set and delivers the 2-2. Reinheimer drives this one into left field. It'll be a long run for Lattimore. He will flag it down. Lattimore into the left center field gap, puts it away. And that'll bring up Joseph Rosa, 1 for 2 today. Rosa has also come around to score. The top of the 6th, High Point will have 2, 3, and 4 as they continue their attempts to chip back into this deficit. Craig Stem, though, putting up a much-needed 0 here, or at least 1 out away from doing so. Backs Rosa off the plate, ball 1. Especially big with the big power hitters coming up in the 6th inning for High Point. Here comes the 1-0. Floats that one in for a strike, 1-1. That's that low 70s pitch for Stem. Last year we all called it a curveball. He said it was more of a slider. Just a very slow one. Here's the 1-1. Stem goes back, fastball, strike on the inside corner. I don't think Rosa agreed with that one, but it is 1 ball, 2 strikes. See what Stem goes with the put-away pitch. 3 strikeouts so far today. Rosa fouls that one off, and at least for 1 more pitch, avoids being victim number 4. Rosa's got both of his toes up on the inside line of the left-hand batter's box. Fastball inside, count full. He does crowd the plate more than some of the other hitters we see here in the Atlantic League. Here's the pitch from Stem. Off speed, top of the zone. Ooh, wow. Apparently too far up to be the top of the zone, and they count full. Stem said something to Owen Ballard there. It was a good looking pitch. We'll see where it was on the pitch tracker when it comes in, but here's the 3-2. That's fouled off. That boy bringing a couple of new baseballs for Owen Ballard. Wow, yeah, that Craig Stem should have had strike 3 looking. Pitch number 8 of this at-bat, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stem ready, fires. Rosa hits this one high, not deep into left center. Lattimore there, and that is the final out of the inning. It ends up being a 1-2-3, and we go to the top of the 6th inning. Rockers down 4-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning, Rockers down by a score of 4-1. It will be 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Aklinski, Downs, and Lattimore, the 3 scheduled hitters against Zach Godley. Ben Aklinski 2 for 2 today. Jerry Downs, Quincy Lattimore both 0 for 2. Rockers chipped into the deficit their last time up. Looking to do it again here in the 6th. Honey Hunters have a right-hander up in the bullpen. That is Euclides Lair in the pen. Zach Godley right now, we mentioned his pitch count last half inning, is at 70 right now. Stem is at 69 through 5. Godley's first pitch to Aklinski. There's a fastball strike. Stem probably could still give the Rockers 2 more if he's able to keep Gastonia off the board. Aklinski lines this one, laying out is Reinheimer and taking away a base hit from Ben Aklinski. Well, you know, for a little bit, it kind of seemed like the Rockers started to get out of that bad luck, but apparently they still have a little bit of that cloud following them. Couple well-hit baseballs yesterday, nothing. Couple today, also nothing. Downs takes low, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Godley ready with the 1-0. And the right-hander delivers. Downs lines this one down the left field side. That ball foul. Well, it certainly appears the Rockers are putting better swings on the ball today. Struck out 4 times yesterday, only 3 so far today. Downs under this one, though, pops it up into center. Skoll is there, and there's out number 2. Godley looks like he's breezing through the top of the 6th. Hitter Quincy Lattimore struck out looking and grounded out to third base. Game number 107 today for the Rockers. Lattimore lines this one into left field. There's a base hit. Thinks about heading to second base, but he'll put on the brakes. Remember, it's only 304 down the left field line. So it's a 2-out single. That'll bring up Logan Morrison. He's 0 for 2. And as the Rockers I had it listed as their 3rd hit of the game. Now all of a sudden the game cast has gone from 2 to 4. I'm wondering if they added Jays back. 2 from McClinsky, 1 from Lattimore. No, okay, well that's odd. Anyways, here's the 1-0. Misses outside, 2-0. On the box score side of things, it has 3 hits listed, but on the line score, it says 4 hits. So math is not adding up right here. Not sure what the holdup is. Morrison grounds this one to first base. Tapia knocks it down and will step on the bag. That's the final out of the inning. Also, I refreshed that page. Now they have given Gonzalez a base hit, a little bit of bookkeeping in the 5th inning. That's a base hit and an E4 that he led off the 5th inning with. But more importantly, the Rockers, nothing doing. The top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 4-1 Gastonia on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th. It is a 4-1 Gastonia lead. It is 4, 5, 6 coming up. Jarrett Roman and Reese Hampton. First pitch coming from Stem. Fastball inside, 1-0. Well, the Rockers are going to need to call upon the good vibes of years past of August the 20th. They're 2-0 on this date. Jarrett chases that one low, 1-1. In 2019, they took down the Barnstormers on the road. 5 shutout innings from Matt Sergey. And Jared Mitchell hit a grand slam that day, powering the Rockers to that 7-1 win over the Barnstormers. Last year, they took down Lexington 4-3. Fastball to Jarrett, inside, 2-1. Tommy Lawrence went into the 9th inning of that game. J.R.D. Sarcina drove in a couple of runs in a 4-3 Rockers win. They'll need to mount a comeback here today. Craig Stem can't believe that he's not getting the call there. That pitch missed outside. They count 3-1. Oh my goodness, that was right down the middle. This one grounded 3rd base side, foul ball. Yeah, looking at that one. Now granted, Galeno did reach across his body a little bit to catch that, but still, that's a pitch right down the middle. I don't know how that doesn't get called. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Zach Jarrett. Swing and a miss. Jarrett chases that one low, strike 3. Stem gets the strikeout anyways. That's the first out of the inning, and that brings up Luis Roman, who's 0 for 2. Stem at 75 pitches here at 6 1/3 or 5 1/3 rather innings pitched. Fastball, swing and a miss. Hey, Jersey watch today, just saw a good one. It was a teal Florida Marlins jersey, Andre Dawson. Dawson, of course, played for the Marlins early to mid-90s at pitch high. They count 1-1. They started their team. He was the big pitcher, or the big hitter, obviously, on that team. And then they tried to add a couple of big-name pitchers as well, as Roman fouls that off, 1-2. Knuckleballer Charlie Huff tried to anchor the rotation. And Brian Harvey, the former Angels closer, was signed by the Marlins. Didn't quite carry over his success from the Angels. Well, at least after his first year. This pitch popped up, foul grounds, long run for Martinez, and he will make the catch. That is the second out of the inning. So Brian Harvey's first year with the Marlins went 1-5, but a 1.70 ERA and 45 saves. And over the next 2 seasons with Florida, only appeared in 13 more games and went 0 for 6 in save opportunities. But for a little stretch in the early to mid 80s, or late 80s really, into the early 90s, he was a star out of the Angels bullpen 1 year with the Marlins. So didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole, but I saw that jersey and was worth a couple of moments. That pitch outside, the count 1-0 to Reese Hampton. That pitch fouled off, almost got a piece of Mike Galino. Owen Ballard gonna toss out a new baseball to Craig Stem. Well, I guess we should even finish that. We didn't even mention Andre Dawson, but Dawson, over 2 partial seasons with Florida, would hit .261 with 10 home runs in 121 games at age 40 and age 41. Here's the 1-1. Low. Stem tried to go off speed and tried to get Hampton to chase it, but Reese did not. This one's popped up in the infield, though. Martinez coming in. Galino can't find it. And Martinez calls him off, makes the catch. And that is the final out of the inning. So another 1-2-3 for Craig Stem. And that's the final out of the inning. We'll head to the 7th, and it looks like Gastonia is heading to the bullpen. This, I believe, is Quentin Torres Costa, but we'll step aside and confirm that here in a moment on the Rockers Baseball Network. Zach Godley done after 6 innings of work, 6 innings, 1 run. It was unearned, 4 hits and 3 strikeouts, and it's Quentin Torres Costa, the new pitcher, the left-hander, 4-2 with a 2.23 ERA. This is his 47th appearance this year. 21 walks, 66 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 198 against him. The Rockers have 6, 7, and 8 coming up. That's Martinez, Gonzalez, and Alfonso. So Michael Martinez will flip around to the right-hand side. Martinez 0 for 2 to start his day. One run, 4 hits, no errors for High Point. 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors for Gastonia. Martinez pops the first pitch up and out of play. And the count 0-1. Big potential news out of the Frontier League earlier today. We'll talk about that a little bit in the bottom of the 7th inning. But if you're a fan of baseball history, motorsports history, or just sports history in general, this is a cool one. Stick around for the bottom of the 7th inning on that. Martinez swing and a miss in the count 0-2. Torres Costa ready, 0-2 on the way. The lefty delivers, Martinez takes down and in. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Rockers going to start chipping away at this deficit again. Stims put a couple of scoreless innings in a row. Martinez takes down and in, 2-2. Only Rockers to reach base today. Niklinski twice. Gonzalez once. Lattimore once. Russell did on a fielder's choice. Alfonso did on an error. Here's the 2-2. Martinez grounds it foul. Jamie Keefe makes the nice play. The count remains 2-2. Sun is deep into its setting now. Sky is turning a darker blue. Probably a little darker, a little ahead of schedule in the sense of the fact that it is still cloudy, so there is that going on. Martinez pops this one up foul. And the count remains 2-2. I think I saw, was it this upcoming Tuesday? Sunsets are supposed to start registering prior to 8 o'clock again here before too long. Let me see what it says for High Point. I think it's coming up. Martinez takes inside and the count full. Let's look at Tuesday. 7:59, yeah, so it is coming up on Tuesday. Earlier sunsets means fall weather. We've already gotten a little bit of a taste of that over the last week or so. Here's the 3-2. Martinez takes outside, ball 4. A leadoff walk. And in fact, how's this for an impressive number? That is the first walk issued by either side today. And we're in the top of the 7th inning. Good control both sides. Rockers bullpen quiet. Stem will pitch the bottom of the 7th. He's at 83 pitches. Zach Godley threw 79, 52 of them for strikes. So here is Jay Gonzalez. Corners of the infield coming in. We'll see if Gonzalez is thinking the same thing. He does. He bunts it towards second base. This will be a tough play for Joseph Rosa. He can't make the play. Tried to glove hand flip it to Emmanuel Tapia. Gonzalez dove in. Didn't have to because play wasn't made. Rockers have runners at first and second now for Giovanni Alfonso. That should be the second infield hit of the day for Jay Gonzalez. Alfonso 0 for 2. First pitch to Alfonso, that almost clipped him. And yeah, it did. He's going to head down to first base. I don't think Mauro Gazzo agreed. Stuart Levy definitely wasn't. Levy's still trying to talk to Owen Ballard. I did think I heard a brief little tap of something as if it had hit Alfonso. So that will load the bases here with nobody out. Mike Galino will be the man up. But first, Mauro Gazzo continuing to talk. Actually, they're going to bring Galino back. Xander Wheel's going to come and pinch hit here. So, bases loaded. Xander Wheel to pinch hit. Michael Martinez is at third. Jay Gonzalez is at second. So we'll see Roldani Baldwin as the catcher going forward. But right now, can Xander Wheel change things in a hurry for the Rockers? One big swing could erase this 3-run deficit. Wheel 266, 26 home runs, 83 batted in. No home run or RBI from Xander this year would be as big as one that he hits here. Any old base hit will do, though. First pitch coming. Wheel takes inside, and the count 1-0. That just about got him. Doesn't hurt to dream big, but hey, anything helps. That's the bottom line. One ball, no strikes coming to Wheel. Torres Costa holding the set at the belt, now delivers. Wheel a check swing, pops it up foul. It'll get up out of play, right field side, 1-1. So it'll be Baldwin catching for Stem in the bottom of the 7th. The question is, what will the score be? Here's the 1-1. Torres Costa fires. Wheel rather, drops down into push-up position as that pitch literally swept him off his feet. Two and one. Hitters count. This is a spot that particularly could make Xander Wheel all the more dangerous. He extends the inning with a base hit. Well, there's nobody out, but Rockers will have the top of the lineup up next. Here's the 2-1, swing and a miss. A big hack from Wheel at the count 2-2. So the tying run is Alfonso at first base. The Rockers have 2 on the base paths in front of him. See if Xander can at least put something into the outfield. Sacrifice fly even would be able to score Martinez, you would think. 2-2 from Torres Costa. Wheel pokes it into right. That should get the job done. Jarrett backing up on it. Makes the catch. Martinez comes in and scores. Gonzalez will head to third. It's a sacrifice fly for Xander Wheel, his 84th, and it's 4-2. So Martinez scored. Gonzalez to third. Alfonso held at first. And so runners at the corners for Michael Russell. Russell today 0 for 3. Stuart Levy calling the new signs for the infield to know what the play is. Tying run remains at first. Now there is one out. Torres Costa's first pitch. Russell fouls it straight back. And actually the ball caroms off of the net. Comes back on a fly and hits Owen Ballard in the back. He's fine. It was merely a glancing blow at the time. He's got some fresh baseballs, and we're ready to continue on. Torres Costa ready. 0-1 coming to Russell. He's still looking for that first hit of the night. Russell was hitless yesterday. So 0 for 7 in this series. 0 for his last 8 going back to Thursday night against Charleston. Here's the 0-1. Torres Costa fires. Russell pops it up. Long run for Emmanuel Tapia. May have space. No. The count 0-2. It feels like it's gotten a little smoky here. I feel like I smell smoke, and just looking out on the field, it looks a little hazy. Torres Costa ready with an 0-2. And the lefty fires off speed away. They count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Michael Russell. Honestly, thought I heard a child out there saying something about a fire truck. Whatever the situation is, we hope everybody's okay. It just looks very, very hazy out there. Here's the 1-2. Russell pops it foul. And the count remains 1-2. Yes, you can actually smell some smoke, and something's up somewhere. A ball and 2 strikes here to Russell. Torres Costa fires, and that about got Russell on the ankle. He was able to dance out of the way. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Ben Aklinski in the on-deck circle. Rockers already 1 run in here in the top of the 7th. Perfect situation. I think you get 2 here and make it a 4-3 game. Russell lines it up the middle. He's done it. Gonzalez will score. Alfonso is heading to third base. That ball gets to the wall. They're waving Alfonso around. Here comes the throw. It's going to be cut off, and we're tied at 4. A 2-run double for Michael Russell makes it a 4-4 ball game in the top of the 7th inning. A big hit for Michael Russell. RBIs numbers 38 and 39. Ben Aklinski, the batter now, he's 2 for 3. Rockers have somebody up in the bullpen down there. Actually, it's not a pitcher. It's Roldani Baldwin playing catch to get ready to come in. Go-ahead run for High Point now stands at 2nd. Torres Costa's first pitch to Aklinski. That's going to get away from Levy, and Russell heads to third base. That makes the situation a little easier for High Point. Should be a wild pitch. Levy had to make a bit of a extra effort to even make contact with that ball. Tipped it off of the end of his glove. Here comes the 1-0. Torres Costa fires. Aklinski takes inside 2-0. And confirmed that was a wild pitch by Torres Costa. 5 runs, 7 hits, or check that, 4 runs and 7 hits for High Point. 4-6-2, the line score for Gastonia. 2-0 to Aklinski. If he can just poke something deep enough into the outfield, Rockers will take the lead. That pitch, a called strike. For the second time tonight, Euclides Layer is up in the pen for Gastonia. Mauro Gazzo had him up at one point to come in after Godley, but elected to go with the lefty based on the matchups. Here's the 2-1. Check swing. And they're going to say that he went around at the plate. And the count 2-2. Now Jamie Keefe yelling at Owen Ballard from his spot down the third base line. I wonder if they're saying, if Ballard was saying the pitch was a strike anyways. It had the height to be a strike. Don't know about inside, outside. Here's the 2-2. Torres Costa fires a fastball, and Aklinski fouls it off. A good battle there for Ben. A 3-run top of the 7th has knotted us at 4 apiece. Here comes the 2-2. Torres Costa fires, and Aklinski pops it up. Into shallow right. Rosa drifting back. Drops his sunglasses, but doesn't drop the baseball. That's out number 2. So that'll bring up Jerry Downs. Downs today 0 for 3, including a looking strikeout. Go-ahead run still stands at third base. That's Michael Russell. Now the Rockers will need a hit to take the lead. First pitch to Downs, well, that'll hit him. Off speed, catches him on the hip. Downs heads to first. Runners at the corners. Quincy Lattimore, the next man up. Jerry Downs leads the Rockers in hit by pitches this year. No surprise, that is his 18th. Mauro Gazzo is coming out. That may be the end of the day for Torres Costa. With the right-hander Lattimore on deck, Gazzo claps his hands, takes the baseball, and they will, in fact, head to the bullpen, which Layer has been a tough assignment for the Rockers this year, but on the bright side, we're at least tied. We know that. We'll step aside and give Layer a chance to warm up. It's a 4-4 game in the 7th on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, this pitching change is brought to you by the Simpson Group.
Euclidis Layer in to face Quincy Lattimore. Layer this year has been fantastic out of the bullpen. 3-2, 2.21 the ERA, his 39th appearance. He has walked 18, struck out 33, opponents hitting .235 against him. Rockers have the go-ahead run at third base. They also have Jerry Downs at first base, but there are 2 outs, so they will need a base hit to take the lead. First pitch from Layer, way outside, and the count 1-0. Logan Morrison, the next man up if Lattimore extends the inning, but the focus right now is on the Rocker left fielder. 1-0 coming. Lattimore takes a strike, and the count 1-1. Lattimore swings, fouls it off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Lattimore looking for his second hit of the day. Layer fires. Lattimore taps it foul, stays alive. The count remains 1-2. Layer kind of comes at you, not quite from the side, but he drops down and slings the ball. Here's the 1-2. Lattimore chases it high, strike 3. Should have left that one alone, but the Rockers do tie this one up. It is a 4-4 score as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is stretch time. Craig Stem coming back out on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, folks, it's stretch time here.
Bottom of the 7th inning. We got a brand new ball game. 4-4 here. Craig Stem facing the bottom third of the lineup. Skoll, Tapia, and Levy. What will probably be his final innings of work, but hey, you talk about the fact that the Honey Hunters got him early. Craig Stem, though, has retired the last 9 hitters he has faced after Reese Hampton led off the 4th inning with a home run, and he has really settled into a groove. Speaking of Reese Hampton, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was watching a fire truck just came into the parking lot. We mentioned the smoke that was here earlier. Jake Skoll, the hitter. Skoll 0 for 2 today. A couple of infield pop-ups. Skoll takes a strike, and the count 1-1. So we mentioned that big news out of the Frontier League. And although we don't have confirmation at this point, we know that the New Jersey Jackals not returning to Yogi Berra Stadium next year. There's a strike, 1-2. But the question was, where were they going to play? And one of the leading candidates for that is a place called Hinchliffe Stadium in Paterson, New Jersey. Built in 1932, but it's some of the events that have been held there that make it historic. This one grounded up the middle, knocked down by Michael Russell, but not able to make a play. It's an infield base hit for Jake Skoll. Skoll is aboard, brings up Tapia, who's grounded out to first base twice.
That brings up your first baseman, Emmanuel Tapia.
Ballpark was originally intended as a auto racing venue, which it was, and however, not very long after, in fact, about a year and a half after it was constructed, it began to play host to Negro League games and barnstorming games as Tapia takes just outside 1-0. It became home to the New York Black Yankees from 1934 to 1945. Fastball to Tapia, that misses 2-0. The guys like Monty Irvin, Josh Gibson, Oscar Charleston, Cool Papa Bell all played there. Another interesting connection as Tapia lines this into right field. That's going to drop a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Honey Hunters here in the 7th inning, and the Rockers have the bullpen going. Well, Donnie Baldwin also is in as catcher for High Point now, as Gastonia's catcher Stuart Levy comes up. Larry Doby, who of course became the first American League player to break the color barrier, grew up in Paterson, New Jersey, and played high school baseball and football there for Eastside High School. But had a couple of famous boxing events there as Levy shows bunt. Ball gets past Baldwin, and he'll throw it down to third base. Nope, sails it into the outfield. That's going to bring in Hampton to score, and the Honey Hunters regain the lead. Well, Donnie Baldwin tried to be the hero on a wild pitch and sailed the throw into left field. Gastonia takes a 5-4 lead. So it's a wild pitch and an E2. Tapia goes down to second. 5-4 Gastonia now. One ball, no strikes to Levy. That pitch fouled off, and the count 1-1. But yeah, so boxing events such as the Diamond Gloves, which came before the Golden Gloves, occurred at Hinchcliffe Stadium. Also, early stock car racing before the foundation of NASCAR, and also open wheel pre-IndyCar and midget car racing events as well. So just a very famous and important venue as Levy fouls that off at the plate. Showed bunt, bunted it foul. And the count 1-2. Also, Abbott and Costello have performed there, or did perform there. It was also always used for Paterson High School sports. And last year, $94 million renovation project was put into place and very likely could be done to accommodate the New Jersey Jackals. That pitch low, 2-2. So very, very neat to see such a place with so much history, not just for baseball, but maybe especially baseball, but just so much sport history and American history, getting another chance, being revitalized and becoming part of the American sports landscape once again. So super neat news coming out of there. This one hit on the ground into left field, a base hit. Tapia goes to third, and the Rockers may head to the bullpen. It's a base hit for Levy. 3 straight singles to start the inning. Jamie Keefe comes out, and that is going to be the end of the day for Craig Stem. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Right after the Rockers offense had got him right back in the game. Stem runs into immediate trouble in the 7th and gives it all right back. It is 5-4 Gastonia, but they have a chance for more in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll step aside and give the new Rockers pitcher some time to warm up. This is Gabriel Castellanos. His information when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network. Gabriel Castellanos, the new pitcher for the High Point Rockers. We can't give you the final line on Craig Stim as he's responsible for both runners at the corners. Castellanos, though, no record, a 1.69 ERA. This is his 9th appearance. 5 walks, 7 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 171 against him. And it's the top of the lineup, Cole Freeman. First pitch to Freeman, grounded right back up the middle, a base hit. Tapia scores, it's 6-4. That is Freeman's first RBI as a Honey Hunter. Heading to second base, Stuart Levy. First pitch down and into Reinheimer, 1-0. Reinheimer today 1 for 3 with a base hit. Here comes the 1-0. Castellanos holds the set. Double play back on. And Reinheimer fouls that off. And the count 1-1. Honey Hunters now with 10 hits on the game. Rockers have 6. Castellanos comes set. Here comes the 1-1. Off speed, that gets away, bounces back to the backstop, and both runners advance. There goes your double play chance. Another wild pitch. Levy to third, Freeman to second. Right when the Rockers came back in this one, they've given it back, and Gastonia has a chance to pull away. 2-run lead now, and 2 in scoring position with nobody out. Here's the 2-1. Reinheimer lines it. Snagged by Michael Martinez. What a play by the Rocker third baseman. Had no time to react. Instincts just took over. And Martinez snags that liner. Brings up Joseph Rosa, 1 for 3. Right-hander in the bullpen for the Honey Hunters. That, I believe, is Tim Naughton, but I say that with the caveat that's way down there, and I can't completely see it. There's a strike. Runners at second and third, now 1 out. Castellanos ready with the 0-1. The lefty fires, fastball inside, and it's 1-1. My first thought that was Sam Bordner down there at 38, but I guess it's possible Sam Bordner got a haircut. Here's the 1-1. There's well, I guess it wasn't a strike. 2-1. Must have been outside. Two balls and a strike. Castellanos takes a long look in from Baldwin. And here comes the 2-1. This is hit in the air into center. Jay Gonzalez, not the strongest arm of the Rockers outfielders, but he'll make the catch. Runner tags. Here comes the throw home. It's up over the head of Baldwin. A sacrifice fly. Levy scores. 7-4 now. Freeman goes to third. That'll bring up Zach Jarrett. Jarrett 2 for 3. A home run, a double. 3 runs batted in. The 8th inning, High Point will have 5, 6, 7. Morrison, Martinez, Gonzalez. It's the 3 hitters. That pitch misses low. And the count 1-0. Again, expecting probably it'll be the new pitcher, Bordner. If that is, in fact, who that is out there. (1-0) from Castellanos. Lefty fires inside. 2-0. Rockers not out of it, but had a 3-run deficit starting this inning. Tied it up, and now they're down 3 again. So all the hard work in the top of the 7th inning in jeopardy of going to waste. Here's the 2-0. Grounded to short. Alfonso picks it up, and the throw on to first, the final out of the inning. Rockers scored 3 in the top of the 7th, gave up 3 in the bottom of the 7th, and we go to the 8th inning. It is a 7-6 Gastonia lead on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the, or top of the 8th inning. It is Sam Bordner. Sam Bordner has a haircut. So, Quentin Torres Costa pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 runs, all earned, 2 hits, a walk, 2 hit by pitch, and 1 wild pitch. Euclides Layer faced 1 hitter and struck him out. So here is Sam Bordner, who is up there in the Atlantic League leaderboard for wins this year with 10. 2 behind leader Darrell Thompson. Bordner on the year 10-5, 2.87 the ERA. This is his 46th appearance. 13 walks, 50 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .246 against him. He'll face 5, 6, and 7. Again, that's Morrison, Martinez, and Gonzalez. Rockers are down 3. And also close the book on Craig Stem. Unfortunately, not a good line tonight. Had a chance to salvage it, but things went south in the 7th. 6 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs all earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 home runs allowed. Here's Morrison, 0 for 3. First pitch from Bordner, fastball strike at 93 miles an hour. So same stuff we said in the 7th inning. That applies again. Rockers really need 2 runs here in the 8th inning. Give themselves a shot in the 9th. Here comes the 0-1. Morrison will take a strike, and he's down quickly 0-2. Martinez in the on-deck circle. Rockers 4 runs on 6 hits. Gastonia 7 runs on 10 hits. Here comes the 0-2. Morrison under it, pops it up into shallow center. Joseph Rosa makes the catch. Brings up Michael Martinez, 0 for 2 with a walk, and he'll flip back around to the left-hand side. We'll get you a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard in the bottom of this inning. 2 teams, the Rockers are being most closely trailed by in the wild card standings, both tied in their games right now. Martinez swing and a miss late on the outside fastball. High point action in the bullpen. Can't see who it is. There's some fans standing up in the way, but there is action in the bullpen. So Castellanos most likely done. Fastball inside to Martinez, 1-1. Now that it's getting darker, you can really see that haze starting to just be more prevalent. You can see it in the stadium lights. That pitch up and away, 2-1. Tomorrow, probably the worst chance of rain as far as this series goes. I think chances on the day are about 65-ish%. Hourly, we'll see. Last couple of times it's looked bad here, and we've been able to get the games in. Martinez drives it center field, but right at Jake's goal, and that's just kind of how it's going. Here's Jay Gonzalez, 2 for 3. Yesterday, the Rockers had absolutely nothing. Today, when they hit the cover off the ball, they hit it right at a defender. Corner's coming in here, expecting a bunt from Gonzalez. Bordner, first pitch to Gonzalez. Righty fires, and Jay takes up and in. So I would assume Jesus Balaguer may be the guy we see in the top of the 9th inning. if in fact it's a save situation. Gonzalez late lines it foul, third base side. We're in the top of the 8th inning. One coming from Bordner. Swing and a miss. The count 1-2. Looked about like a high slider up at the top of the zone. Bordner has been really middle up here to Jay Gonzalez in the first 3 pitches of the at-bat. Here's the pitch. High fastball. That one fouled off. And the count remains 1-2. There is a light just to my left outside of the booth that lights the walkway of the concourse right in front of us. And hanging down from that light, a spider is working on a brand new web. So far, so good. Here's the 1-2. Fastball, strike 3 looking. Gonzalez is down, and so are the Rockers in the 8th. The 1-2-3. Bottom of the 8th inning next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Rockers head to the bullpen. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, it's Ryan Dole coming in. Had to get the closer a little bit of work. Dole on the year, 3-1, 3.32 the ERA. This is his 41st appearance, tying Bryce Hensley for the most amongst Rockers pitchers this year. 7 walks, 53 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .203 against him. Mentioning that he has not had a ton of work recently. Ryan Dole's last couple appearances. Last one was on the 14th against Gastonia. Also pitched the 13th against Gastonia, so last Saturday and Sunday. He will face 5, 6, 7, Roman, Hampton, and Skoll. Interestingly enough, Gastonia through 7 offensive innings have not attempted a stolen base. Remember, they are 4 steals away from the Atlantic League record, tying the Atlantic League record. Swiped 2 yesterday. They were unsuccessful in a couple more attempts, but have not even attempted one yet today. I think it's probably perfectly fine with some of the Rockers catchers. You don't want to be the catcher that record was achieved off of. Swing and a miss. And down, that is a strike 1 to Roman, who's 0 for 3. Balaguer up in the bullpen for Gastonia. Rockers will have 8, 9, and 1 coming up in the 9th inning. Alfonso, Baldwin, and Russell. 0-1 from Dole. Fastball swing and a miss. 92. I don't know. I say this with the caveat of I'm not the best at judging that, but that looked like more than 92. If Stem was throwing 91, 92 earlier, that was 93, 94. Here's the 0-2. That's up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll get you that Atlantic League scoreboard update here in just a moment, following the conclusion of this at-bat. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First out of the inning, and that'll bring up Reese Hampton. Around the Atlantic League, Ducks on top of the Revs, 8-4 in the top of the 5th inning. Joe Iorio is dealing for Long Island right now. Staten Island winning a low-scoring game, bottom 5 against Lexington. That is a 2-1 score. Lancaster just broke a 2-2 tie in the 6th inning against Charleston. It is now 3-2. While the Blue Crabs also broke a 2-2 tie. This is against the Genomes in the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 3-2 there. Again, a reminder of the postseason scenarios. If Lancaster wins the division, there will be 1 wild card, assuming Gastonia will win the South. And right as of right now, the Rockers are that wild card team. If Southern Maryland comes back and moves into first place, there would be 2 wild cards, which, if the playoffs again started today, would be High Point and then whoever had the tiebreaker between Lancaster and the Genomes. This one grounded, second base, gets through, base hit. A single for Hampton. That'll bring up Jake Skoll, 1 for 3. Well, the Atlantic League's leader in base stealing, Reese Hampton at first base. Maybe we see him go here. Although I think it goes without saying, Ryan Dole is obviously one of the harder guys to run off of because of his quick motion. He throws hard, and then we've seen from Roldani Baldwin, he can throw out a base runner or 2. Dole throws over to first base. Back in safely is Hampton. Honey Hunters 7 runs on 11 hits. One out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dole ready. First pitch coming to Skoll. Fastball hit on the ground just past the dive of Russell. Another hit. Lefties pulling the baseball on Ryan Dole. Back-to-back singles, and that'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia. Tapia 1 for 3 with a base hit. Gastonia trying to add on here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, if there's a little bit of rust, Ryan Dole, we mentioned, hasn't pitched since Sunday, other than a couple of bullpens. Tapia pops this one up. Foul territory. Long run for Michael Martinez, and he cannot catch up to it. Ball lands out of his reach, and the count 0-1. He's got to make the long trek back to third base now. Series finale tomorrow. Liam O'Sullivan for the Rockers. Ian McKinney going for Gastonia. 4:15 first pitch. Rockers pregame show at 3:50, 350. Ryan Dole ready. 0-1 coming to Tapia. The righty holds the set, now fires. That just misses low, and the count 1-1. Gastonia not afraid to execute a double steal. We have seen those before here. Rockers have been on the wrong side of that a few times. That pitch fouled off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. They can get Tapia to roll one over here on the ground. It'll be a tough turn, but a doable turn. Here's the 1-2. That's low. It goes through the legs of Baldwin. Both runners advance. There goes your double play. Baldwin had knocked it down, and it was right beneath him the whole time, but he couldn't find it. So runners at second and third now. Two to Tapia. Dole holds the set. Here comes the 2-2. The righty fires. That's low. That will be officially scored a pass ball moments ago. Payoff pitch coming to Tapia. A bad one will load the bases. Here's the 3-2. That is tipped into the glove of Baldwin, but could not hang on to it, so it's just a foul ball. Stuart Levy, number 9 man in the lineup, is the next man up. Every Honey Hunter except for Luis Roman has reached base tonight. Dole ready, another 3-2 on the way. Righty fires and Tapia fouls it off. I'd say the ballpark here is still pretty full. Most of the people that were here to start the game still here. Here comes another 3-2. It's the third straight 3-2 pitch. That's blooped into left field, a base hit. 1 run scores. They're waving around a second one. Here comes the throw home, and it is a 2-run single for Tapia. He'll go to second on the throw, and it's 9-4. Well, against one of the best closers in the Atlantic League, the Honey Hunters have plated 2 here in the 8th inning. And now the Rockers will have to face one of the best closers in the Atlantic League in Balaguer, and they'll be down 5 runs when they do so. Brings up Stuart Levy. Honey Hunters now 9 runs on 13 hits. Levy takes a strike. One on the way. Dole holding the set at the belt. And the righty fires. Levy lines this one into left. Lattimore going back and makes the catch at the wall. Throw comes into the cutoff man. Second out of the inning. Tapia holds it second. So go back around to the top of the lineup and Cole Freeman. Freeman today 2 for 4. Balaguer, who had stopped throwing in the bullpen, is now back up. Rockers have scored off of Balaguer a fair amount. The issue has been they haven't scored 5 times off of him. Usually One of those situations where the Rockers are down 3, they'll score 2. They're down 2, they'll score 1. First pitch misses high. The count 1-0. Dole ready with the 1-0. That's crushed. A 2-run home run rather from Freeman. And it's 11-4. That is Freeman's first home run as a Honey Hunter. It is a 4-run inning for Gastonia. Freeman has a 3 RBI game. So that'll bring up Jack Reinheimer. Reinheimer today is 1 for 4. Dole's first pitch, fastball, down and away. And the count 1-0. Rockers have been outscored 23-4 in this series. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-1. Now the Rockers need 7 runs off of Balaguer in the top of the 9th. That pitch grounded to third, waiting on it Martinez. Throw to first base low, but Downs digs it out. And that's the final out of the inning. We go to the 9th. Rockers down 7 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 9th, Jesus Balaguer in relief of Sam Bordner, who went 1 inning, struck out 1 at a 1-2-3 inning. Balaguer 0-2 with a 2.78 ERA, his 47th appearance, 22 saves and 24 chances. This is not a save opportunity. Balaguer, 23 walks, 60 strikeouts, opponents hitting .230 against him. High Point with 8-9-1 coming up here. That is Alfonso Baldwin, and Russell. So Alfonso comes up. He is 0 for 2 today. He's been hit by a pitch and has come around and scored. Worked his way to the right-hand batter's box. Jamie Keefe on his way down to the third base coach's box. Albert Gonzalez standing back behind the first base box. And Balaguer ready. First pitch. The righty fires. Alfonso takes a strike. Line scores 4-6-1 for High Point, 11-14-2 for Gastonia. Balaguer fires, fastball, and a slow motion swing for Alfonso. The best way to describe it, just he went through the motions there, didn't actually put a full swing on it. Here's the 0-2. Balaguer fires, outside corner, nope, too far out. And the count 1-2. Donnie Baldwin about to get his first at-bat of the day, which means his 3-game hitting streak on the line. Alfonso strikes out. High fastball got him. Well, Donnie Baldwin, 5 out of 15, 2 home runs, 5 batted in. Michael Russell in the on-deck circle. Once again, final game of the series tomorrow at 4:15. Fastball inside to Baldwin. The count 1-0. We will be on both YouTube and MixLR tomorrow for the final time of this series. Again, a big thank you to Sam Robinson and his team for getting us all set up from a tech standpoint. Baldwin swings, drives this one deep into left field. That ball is gone. Rockabye baseball. Donnie Baldwin all of a sudden with one chance to extend the hitting streak, and he does it. That solo home run gives him a 5-game hitting streak to start his Rockers career. His 3rd home run, RBI number 6. So, with 1 out, here's Michael Russell. It is a 11-5 game now. Like I said, the Rockers can score off of Balaguer. They just always seem to score a little bit less than what they need. First pitch to Russell. He'll take a fastball inside. Balaguer set. Here's the 1-0. Russell pops this one up into right. It will go foul. Ball and a strike to the Rockers' second baseman. Well, tomorrow Liam O'Sullivan has won 2 of his last 3 outings. Maybe he's starting to get a little bit of a turnaround in him. Here's the 1-1. Russell loses the bat, swing and a miss. The bat goes a long way. We've told you about how long this, or how big the foul territory is here. Russell's bat almost ends up at the front of the Gastonia dugout, so he's got to go quite the ways to retrieve that baseball. Or to retrieve that bat, rather. Balaguer ready with the 1-2. Russell's going to have to protect the plate. Curveball inside. Oh, they're going to ring him up. That's strike 3 looking on the curveball in. That's the 2nd out. And that brings up Aklinski. Rockers' last chance, down by 6. Rockers post-game show coming up following the conclusion of tonight's game. In fact, I think we're going to keep it here and wrap things up pretty quickly following the last out of this game. So Rockers post-game show immediately following the final out. Balaguer's first pitch, swing and a miss. Here comes the 0-1. Righty fires. That's down and away to Aklinski in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. We've already done our last scoreboard report during the game, but let's peek back at those 2 games that the Rockers are interested in. Lancaster up by 2 now. Southern Maryland up by 2 as well. So High Point will be just a half game ahead of the Barnstormers, but the Barnstormers will maintain their division lead if things hold the way they are. As Aklinski chases and the Rockers down to their final strike. Balaguer digs in with his footing. Aklinski digs into the right-hand box. And here comes the 1-2. Fastball tipped into the glove, strike 3. That'll do it. Rockers kept it close, tying it up at 4, but the Honey Hunters pulled away, and they win by a final score of 11-5. Again, we'll keep it here for the Rockers post-game show. Gastonia 2 runs in the first inning off a Zach Jarrett home run, made it 2-0. Added another run on an RBI double from Jarrett in the third, 3-0, and then a solo home run from Reese Hampton in the 4th inning, made it 4-0 at that point. Rockers would get 1 an unearned run on an RBI ground out in the 5th to cut it to 4-1. Then in the top of the 7th inning, High Point starts to get something going against Quentin Torres Costa. Michael Martinez walks, Jay Gonzalez singles. Alfonso hit by a pitch to load the bases. A sacrifice fly from Baldwin makes it 4-2. And then a 2-run double from Michael Russell ties it up at 4. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Honey Hunters 3 straight base hits off of Craig Stem. The Rockers go to the bullpen. Gabriel Castellanos can't leave the runners on base. They score 3. And then they score 4 in the 8th inning. And that would be what did the Rockers in ultimately. Final line score, the Rockers 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Gastonia 11 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. Zach Godley picks up the win, going to 4-0 this year. Craig Stem takes the loss, falling to 5-4. We don't have the official attendance or time of game yet. First pitch, though, was at 6:17, the last one at 9:05. So we're looking at, what, about 2 hours and 48 minutes or so. And again, the attendance looks similar to what we had yesterday, which was 3,495. One last look at the Atlantic League scoreboard. Ducks take down, or are leading the Revs, rather, 8-4 in the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th, Lexington has regained the lead over Staten Island 4-2. Lancaster on top of Charleston 4-2. They're in the top of the 7th. And the Genomes trailed the Blue Crabs 4-2, also in the top of inning number 7. Again, that was Alex Merrithew, who was in line for what would be his 6th win of the season. They hand out a game ball for today. Who does it go to? I think I might give it to Jay Gonzalez. You know, a couple hits today, scored a couple of runs. Yeah, I think Jay Gonzalez comes away with the game ball today. 2 runs scored, was 2 for 4. Honorable mention to Michael Russell for the 2-run double that tied the game at one point. But ultimately today for the Rockers, able to tie, not able to do anything else after that. They lose the lead, or they cough up the 3 runs that they had gotten back in the 7th inning, give them right back in the bottom of the inning, and then Gastonia pulls away in the 8th inning. So the Rockers drop the series here to Gastonia. They will look to avoid the series sweep tomorrow. First pitch at 4:15, and we will be on air at 4 o'clock with the Rockers pregame show on MixLR and on YouTube. And I think that'll wrap things up here for us today. Again, thank you to both media departments, Steve Schutt for all his hard work, Brian Rushing and Derek Smith for Gastonia. Thanks to Sam Robinson and the tech crew here at Gastonia, again, for everything that they do as well and making everything go as smoothly as it does. And I think with that, we'll put a wrap on today's game. Final score, Gastonia 11 and High Point 5. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a rocking good night. This has been a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball on the Rockers Baseball Network.